Alright guys, welcome back to part 4 of 18 of this season preview. As now we've got Collingwood now, so coming off that 1 point prelim loss last year, of course.
Heartbreaking for them, I say.
Of course, I had them finishing last year, and they were one kick away from being in the grand final. So yeah, Finley, or was it Finley? Not Finley, McRae. Craig McRae, their coach, comes in, has probably the best coaching season any coach has ever had in the history of the AFL by far. Nick Dacos, fan favourite now. Ginnivan, of course, there's been a bit of controversy with him lately, but no, if he's finished firing this year, I can see them finishing top with potentially undefeated season.
Man, I love you, but I respectfully disagree with you again, like we did against Adelaide. Like I think Collingwood's got a decent list. Whether they're a top team, jury's out for me. I think last year they played well and they were highly competitive in every game, except for a couple of games where I'm not sure what happened to them. The West Coast game last year, when West Coast came with 4 senior players and beat them.
That was just embarrassing.
That was the low point of their season. I think what worries me about Collingwood is that they won a lot of close games last season.
Yeah, but that's good.
Well, it was good until the finals when they lost 2 big games by.
It's good for late game scenario practice.
Well, it is.
Dynasties. I
don't disagree with you about that. I'm sure about a dynasty.
Well,
what worries me is the one-pace midfield. Outside of De Goey, who can go push forward in the midfield, like they added Ty Mitchell, right?
Yeah,
so you look at their midfield. They've got Mitchell, they've got Taylor Adams,
yeah.
They've got Crisp.
Crisp is not a midfielder, is it?
He plays midfield at the moment. They've got side bottom.
Yes.
Who else is in the midfield? Pendlebury's going to push down back because they can't have Mitchell and Pendlebury.
Down back.
Well, you can't have Mitchell and Pendlebury in the same midfield.
Josh, Nick.
They've got the Dacos, but the Dacos boys don't play always in the midfield. They either half forward or half back.
But they can push in there. They're fast. Ginnivan can always push in there. Elliott.
Ginnivan's got his own issues. We won't talk about that. It's not a political station. This one. We're not going to talk about people's indiscretions.
Well,
but, I think their midfield, it's good. But it lacks, apart from De Goey, who's an explosive player, he can do the unpredictable, he can do the magical. I can't see them having replicating the season they had last year. I can't see them winning 16 home and away games unless someone steps up that we haven't seen step up for the last few seasons. Like, I think they're going to be a good team. They'll finish in the 8.
Easily.
Where they finish between 1st to 8th, I don't know, it depends on the chemistry. I've added a few players, like in McStay and Hill up forward, who will probably give them a bit of extra firepower.
Huge pickups.
Because last year they lacked firepower, let's be honest, right?
No.
A lot of their games were won by the scores under 70 or 80. And you can't beat the good teams only scoring 60, 70 points a game.
Well, they've finally fixed their full forward issue. They've just had one full forward for the last 20 years with Brody Mycheck, but they've got McStay now. And of course, Darcy Moore being the new captain, we could see him push up forward maybe for some bits of the season.
He might push forward, mate.
We never know. Knowing what Craig McRae does, anything could happen.
I think one of the areas where they might struggle, and I know he didn't play much last year due to injury, and they offloaded him in the off-season to Melbourne. I think their ruck department is there's a question mark there.
They've got Cox, they've got Darcy Cameron, it's almost set.
Well, they've got 2 ruckmen, and no one... They've got Nathan Kruger, and that's about it really, as a backup. So if they lose one player in a ruck...
If Cox are coming injured, they're stuffed.
They're stuffed, because they've only got 1 ruckman.
Then they have to go to the reserves, and then...
Well, and let's be honest, right? Cox is a solid citizen.
Cox.
He's a solid citizen.
Cox is a great ruckman, mate. He kicked 6 against Richmond in the prelim.
He didn't kick 6. It took 9 marks to kick the goal.
Exactly, mate.
He's competitive, but whether he's a dominant ruckman is another question altogether, Catman.
He's better than almost half the competition's ruckmans. Like, he could, if he really wants to, he could be an All-Australian. He could come out there this season.
All-American?
All-Australian.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, he is an Australian now. He's picked up his Australian citizenship, so...
Yeah. Oh, he is an Australian now. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. I stand to be corrected. And his glasses, mate. And they reckon they lost that game to Geelong in the qualifying final because someone's pinched his glasses, right? And he couldn't see properly. He had to wear his old glasses, so that's why he was sort of fumbling in the twilight period of the game.
Fair enough excuse.
Well, excuses, mate. That's all I hear from Collingwood people, umpiring and all that sort of stuff. But
I'm definitely a huge Collingwood believer.
I know you're bullish about them. I'm not sold on them yet, but they'll make top 8. I reckon with their list, they should be able to win 14 games. As a minimum. They should win 14 games. Mind you, they've got a tougher draw this year. They have to back up against the better teams twice.
Definitely.
So, you know, whether they win it or not, it comes down to luck again. For me, the midfield lacks speed outside of De Goey. It lacks genuine leg speed. So I bought him a good citizen, good player, solid player.
Clyde got speed.
No, he's got speed. He's a good mover, but he hasn't got that electrifying speed on the wing. Like, he's a good player, don't get me wrong. He's one of the best players of all time on the wing. He's been
best players of all time.
For Collingwood.
Come on, mate.
Oh, he's played over 250 games. He's a good player. Pendlebury, he's still a good player, but Mitchell gets a lot of the ball.
Mitchell is a top 5 player for them, mate.
But he doesn't use it well enough.
He does. He can go up forward, kick some goals.
Don't get me wrong, Brownlow medalist and all that, but it doesn't hurt you like some other midfielders hurt you when they get 30, 40 possessions. Like, other midfielders get 20 possessions, and like Dusty Martin, right? He might get 20 possessions, push forward, kick 4 goals. I can't see Mitchell. He might get 40 possessions and just hand pass it to someone and then get the receive. Like, that's 2 possessions in the space of 3 seconds. That's what he does. He's a good player, but is he a match winner? Is he someone that you go, oh, we're going to tag him today? Like, years ago, no one tagged him because he'd get 40 possessions, but he wouldn't hurt you. But we'll see how they go.
We'll find out. Collingwood fans out there. I know
send us some comments. What you think? Am I being too harsh on Collingwood's midfield?
I'm definitely a huge Dacos and Gideon lover, and Ash Johnson as well. I love Ash Johnson. He's an absolute gun. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out, Gun the Catters.